Hey, MacDowin here. Today we are reviewing the 6-inch Fortnite Slushy Soldier Legendary Series action figure. This is a Walmart exclusive, and I picked it up on Walmart.com for $17.88. Now let's take a look at the back side of the box. Up near the top is the quote, "Slushy Soldier, make every day a snow day," and I 100% agree with that. Down near the bottom is the cross sale, and you can see this was supposed to be released a while ago. And for those who want to see the barcode, here it is. Let's get this cold, wintry looking figure out of the box and take a look at him. If you're new to the channel, welcome, and please subscribe so you'll be notified of future videos. If you want to help the channel out and you play Fortnite, please feel free to add my creator code to your Epic account. It's MacDowin. Slushy Soldier is an epic skin, and he's not part of any set. Typically, he's only available in-game during the months of December and January, and he can be purchased for 1,500 V-Bucks during that time. He comes with the Icicle harvesting tool. It's this thing right here. It's really cool. It's got some kind of pokey edges here. They're not real sharp, but if you come at them with a good amount of speed, you might poke yourself pretty good. It's a really cool translucent, it's almost see-through, translucent coloring. Pretty neat. I like it a lot. If there's one thing to be disappointed about in this figure, it's that he doesn't come with the only item that he comes with in-game, and that's his back bling. Instead, we get this combat Wreath back bling, and it does look neat, don't get me wrong. It's pretty cool. It's got the red bow, it's got the little dagger, knife, got a couple grenades, and the peg to hook into the hole on his back, but it's just disappointing he doesn't get to come with his own back bling. And he comes with a shield potion for those times where he needs some extra protection against the bad guys. Rotated around, there's the slot for his fingers or a thumb, so he can actually hold the shield potion. Taking a look at the weapons, he comes with a legendary Tactical SMG, or submachine gun. We've seen this one before, it's pretty neat. I always look at this top area as a serrated like blade or a knife. You just turn it upside down and maybe cut some wood. I don't know. It just makes me think of a saw. Pretty neat though. He comes with a gray camoed suppressed sniper rifle. I really like these in games. Well, actually I like sniper rifles, not necessarily suppressed, but I do like the sniper rifles. He comes with this heavy shotgun. We've seen this before as well, and I like this one. I like the look of it. It's got some shells on either side of it there, attached, and he is ready to go. And he comes with a Harpoon Gun, something that I have discovered that I really like in game. This is actually a fabulous weapon when you get used to how to use it. You can really do some good eliminations with this weapon. Now we come to the best part of the video, where we wiggle and twist and bend everything we can on this figure. He has 40 points of articulation from toe to head, or toe to neck, I suppose. So we'll start at the top. His head does rotate around quite nicely. I mean, it's like a big round ball on a neck. So yeah, it has a lot of great motion. We may just call this guy Frosty from now on. His arms rotate around at the shoulders. The shoulders will lift up, and they both will, just like that. There is these butterfly joints in there, and I'll be quite honest, I haven't really said a lot about butterfly joints in the past, at least that I remember. But I do kind of wonder, what is the purpose of putting these butterfly joints in there? Because if I understand an action figure correctly, the idea is for the arm to move back and forth, front to back. And these ones, most of these Fortnite figures, they have a tiny bit of motion, but I don't think it's really enough to really add to the posability. Anyway, that's just a little thing that I finally popped up with. His bicep rotates around when his shoulder's not so loose that it doesn't rotate around as well. He's got double pin at the elbow. The wrists rotate. Rotate, and there is a swivel there. I'm not going to push on this. Mine were a little bit difficult to get to hinge. Not swivel, but hinge. And so I'm going to have to soak him in warm water and hope he doesn't melt. His fingers have the hinge that I really don't like, although the latest Brawler figures, the hinge is a lot better. He's got a torso, and this is probably one of the first, torso wiggle, but this is probably one of the first figures that I've gone to wiggle the torso, and the waist moves. His waist moves quite well, actually. Mine, you have to pull down just a little bit. You really have to work it a little bit. It's a bit of a tight torso. He could do the splits on his left side. On this side, his left leg goes up quite well. The right side would go up further, except for there's this bit of a rubbery, it's a more of a hard rubber, not a soft rubber, but there's still that piece of a carrot knife sticking out of a sheath. So if you go up too far, it hits the side. He's got the standard thigh rotation and double pin at the knee right there. Gotta be careful. Mine is starting to show wear already. It's kind of interesting that I've got a wear mark or a stress mark right there. The boot rotates. The ankles hinge. The ankles rotate. And then the last one, the toe hinges right there. He could do some tippy toes if he wanted to. Overall, it's a really great looking figure. I think this figure is really designed very well. I mean, yeah, sure, they all look like the game, but you know, translation sometimes from a some sort of a media franchise to toy doesn't always translate well. And the fact that Jazwares is able to translate them and make them look really close and really neat is pretty awesome. I like the hat up here. It's kind of sticking off there. He's got these carrot missiles on a bandolier around his torso. Yeah, there's all these really cool. He's got the ugly sweater. He's an ugly sweater snowman. And he's got these, I'm not really sure, I guess snowman head grenades. They've got little carrots and little stones and so forth. But yeah, pretty cool looking. Pretty cool looking. Let's get his accessories on him and see how he looks holding his stuff. And, well, let's see if he can hold his stuff. You can get him to hold these two weapons. It was a struggle for me to get these into his hands. I had to really work the finger hinge into those weapons. So you can get him to do it eventually. As with most guns, if you use like a double hand, like hold with one of the barrel here and the handle with the other, then you can have him hold one gun with two hands. The back bling, well, is like all back blings. They fit on the character quite nicely, pretty well. There's no problem there. Let's take a look at a couple other accessories. Here's a pretty good example of him holding one gun with two hands. He actually looks really good the way he's holding it. You could probably bring it up higher so his eyes looking through the scope, the sights there. But I think this actually looks really pretty good, if not the gun looking kind of small. Here's an example of him holding the heavy shotgun with two hands. And as I pointed out, he can hold a single gun quite well. This is actually kind of loose in his hand. I don't want to bump it too much to prove that it's loose, but it's just barely sitting in the left hand, and the right hand is having a bit of trouble to actually hold onto it. But if you're going to display him, he looks great holding it. There's no doubt about that. Now, on an interesting side note, the Harpoon Gun went in his hand very well, to the point where it almost felt like his finger hinge tightened down on it, and it's fitting in here very well. So, I usually show off the figures holding the gun in one hand because I think they should be able to hold a gun in one hand. I don't think it should all be dependent on one gun for two hands. They come with too many accessories. And I know in the game you're only equipped with one gun at a time, but I think some poses like, well, dual pistols in the game, you've got them in, boom, 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 two hands. I think they should be able to be held in one hand, so that's why I do that a lot, because most guns you can easily hold with two hands. Overall, I think this is a great figure. I think he looks really awesome, and I think he works overall pretty well. Anyway, thank you for stopping by and watching. What do you think about this figure? Is this a hit or a miss? Leave your thoughts in the comments section below. And check out the last Legendary Series Walmart exclusive figure, Crackshot, in the lower left corner. Again, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.